Hi, I'm Dr Lorraine Hill from Hampton Clinic in Solihull. Today I'd like to explain how skin works and why moisturiser is bad for us. When I do this in a consultation, I like to draw a diagram to be able to explain how the skin functions. So the first thing I do is draw skin, which is made up of two layers. The first top layer of skin is known as epidermis, and the layer underneath the epidermis is dermis. So these two layers make up skin. Underneath our skin, we have fat cells, a few muscle fibres, and a few more fat cells. And underneath that, there's bone. This layer underneath the skin is known as the subcutaneous layer, which means underneath the skin. We have blood vessels that come in at the subcutaneous layer and feed our skin from underneath. So this is where nutrition and nutritional supplements and diet is really important. Now, within the skin we have some very important cells. These cells are known as the fibroblasts. The fibroblasts sit between the epidermis and the dermis, and they are the embryonic cells that give birth to everything in our skin. Our skin is remodelled, renewed constantly. So the fibroblast, the first thing it does is give birth to a new skin cell. So the fibroblast gives birth to this skin cell, which matures and gradually migrates up towards the surface. At the surface of the skin, that skin cell dies and simply flakes off. The fibroblast then makes all the moisture your skin needs. So it bathes the epidermis in lots of lovely moisturiser with hyaluronic acid, which holds on to lots of water, nutrients and peptides. It then makes all the collagen and elastin within your dermis, and this is what gives your skin its youthful and bouncy texture. Within the skin we have lots of hair follicles. We're covered in hair follicles all over, even tiny ones that we can't see. So the hair follicle starts down in the dermis and it comes up through the skin and out through our pores. Each hair follicle has a sebaceous gland attached to it. The sebaceous gland makes oil. So our oil is made here, and then it comes up the shaft of the hair follicle and comes out through the pores. The oil should then simply evaporate off the skin or just get washed off when you wash your face. Now, the biggest mistake that we've been making with our skincare for the last 50 or 60 years is using moisturiser. When we put moisturiser that we buy over the counter on our skin, it sits on the surface. By law, skincare that you buy over the counter is not allowed to penetrate the skin and work on a cellular level. As soon as it does that, it becomes a medical product, and you shouldn't be selling medical products over the counter. So they'll all be sitting on the surface, either not doing very much or probably doing harm. So the moisturiser sitting up on the surface here, the first thing it does is going to glue together all of our dead skin cells. So instead of the dead skin cells flaking off, they get glued together and build up. So you get a thicker and thicker layer of dead cells. This results in a very dull and matte complexion. The next thing it's going to do is block our pores. All these dead cells are going to accumulate around the pores and trapping the oil in the pores. So the pores that initially start off very small in our teens and our 20s can get larger and larger as we go into our 20s and 30s. So these pores will just get stretched as the oil is accumulating and getting stuck in there. So we just have an accumulation of oil. This becomes very problematic with acne. So initially, with those blocked pores and oils trapped in the pores, you can just have whiteheads and blackheads, but we're also covered in surface bacteria. So a combination of the oils, the whiteheads, the blackheads, the dirt, the bacteria, they can then go on to create spots. Oil is very inflammatory, so the creation of the spot and the oil creates lots of inflammation, which can lead on to proper pustules and boils of acne. The next thing the moisturiser is going to do is send negative feedback down to the fibroblast. It says we're very moist up here, you don't need to make any more moisture. So this is going to turn off the fibroblast. It down regulates the fibroblast so it stops working to its full potential. It's going to stop making all this lovely moisture that it's bathing the epidermis in. It's going to stop making as much elastin and collagen in the dermis. This is then effectively going to dry out the epidermal layer, which results in what we call acquired dryness. So a lot of us feel dry and we want to put on more and more moisture, but it's only because of this negative feedback, we're not making our own moisture, that our body's crying out for all the artificial moisture from our moisturising creams. So as you can see from this diagram, by reducing the amount of collagen and elastin that is being made, the moisturiser on the surface is increasing our rate of ageing, as well as causing problems with acne and spots. But also trapping out oils in the surface of the skin can also lead to pigmentation. So it's not just ageing our skin, but also causing multiple other problems. Is there an answer? Very much so. Dr Zeno Bargi, as a dermatologist, has spent the last 30 or 40 years of his life researching skin health, and he has created a skincare line called Zito Skin Health. These products are medical grade products, so they're by law allowed to penetrate all the layers of the skin and work on a deep cellular level. These products will restore your skin function and optimise your skin health. Why don't you make a consultation? Come and see me for a skin consultation and we can discuss all your skincare needs. Thank you.